Hello, everybody. We are the Geeks and Degenerates. I am Enzo. This is my forever co-host Jump, and we wrap up our Godzilla-filled week with Godzilla, King of Monsters. And once we go back to this theme, hopefully, -1 will be out. But for now, we talk about this one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Were you excited for this one when it was coming out?
I mean, fuck yeah, dude. Like that, like the whole selling point for me was King Ghidorah. I was like, like, when you just see King Ghidorah in all of its greatness, they
Yeah,
don't, they don't mix it up. They don't American bullshit it or like studio comes like, oh, we kind of want it to look like this. Like, no, we want a multi-headed alien dragon that's made
yeah,
out of gold.
yeah,
And like that's what we fucking get, and it's intimidating as fuck. When you see it, you're like, like, how the hell is Godzilla gonna fight this thing?
right? I remember the first trailer, and I was like, I couldn't imagine how the trailer could make such ginormous beasts look so majestic, like Ghidorah, Mothra, Rodan, Godzilla. It's like, damn, this trailer is pretty beautiful, and
Yeah,
like I think it really highlights the whole selling point of the movie is the kaiju's and definitely not the human characters because the human characters like before I was like I don't care about the human characters, I just come here for the fight. But now I'm just like I can't help but notice how bad these human characters are. It's like the same old, oh, did you know humanity is the virus and we have to wipe it out by using kaiju to take us out? You're like, ah,
I don't
how does
get it
that work?
either, man. Like, just let the fucking things fight. God damn it, you
Yeah,
know. Um, and I gotta lie, I love this one bit of detail that I'm a very big fan of, and it's super small.
yeah,
But remember when Millie Bobby Brown comes out of like the rooftop,
mm,
and she like looks at the flag and checks where the wind's at, and
yeah,
you see the flag just like immediately stop and go to the opposite direction, and we're like, oh fuck, that alone gave me the scale of like ginormous beasts are coming, like something enough to change the direction of the wind.
yeah,
And I'm not saying that because it's flapping its wings. No, King Ghidorah brings a typhoon wherever it goes.
yeah. I do love the lore building up to this that these titans have been around before mankind and they're just reclaiming the earth, and Ghidorah and Godzilla have been battling out since like I guess Aztec times, and like
Mm.
there's a difference between Eastern and Western culture where the concept of slaying dragons is mostly a Western theme, and the concept of dragons being our friends and bring healing powers is an Eastern theme, and it's
Yeah.
coming together with Monarch, and like it's such a staggering cast of really good actors, and again you're just like, if only they had better stuff to do. Like you had Kyle Chandler, Millie Bobby Brown, Ken Watanabe, and Vera Farmiga all spouting this weird nonsense stuff of like, oh, we have to unleash the kaiju's to balance the earth, and you're like, how does that even work? Explain.
I I don't know, but to be honest, dude, I kind of just like let it. You know,
Yeah,
I kind of block that part out. Majority of the time I watch this movie, because like I don't really care. Yes, I know 11's here, but like I want to see the big giant monsters fight, and what this is the second movie to this Godzilla franchise,
yeah,
and we're finally seeing them legit fight,
yeah. Like
which is crazy.
the first fight he has with Ghidorah, the first time Ghidorah appears out of the ash, you're like, holy Jesus Christ, that's huge.
Oh, by the way, Ice Cube's kids here as well.
Oh yeah, and so is the
Yeah.
lead from Transformers: Rise of the Beast. That's one of the soldiers as well.
Oh right, he was here.
Yeah, but yeah, like Ghidorah is just setting up. It's like electric powers, and the squad just like, ah shit, we're not making it out, are we? And then there's that one scientist that gets crushed by Ghidorah, and you're like, well, she's gone. Shit.
Oh right, like Ken Watanabe's
Yeah.
like right hand. Yeah, she's gone.
Yeah.
Uh, Also, we got what's the name of that lady from The Conjuring?
Vera Farmiga.
Yeah, Vera Farmiga. She was here, and there's this whole weird subplot of like these two divorcees, just like you know,
Yeah.
doing a tug of war with Millie Bobby Brown, and not gonna lie, it's kind of annoying. I had the same reaction to with like Ice Cube's kid, where he's just like, "You guys are just straight up bad parents."
Right.
Yeah,
We're like,
but I do like the plot that the mom of Millie Bobby Brown was the one responsible for like releasing Mothra.
yeah. And again, Mothra looks just so majestic. You're like, it's a pretty kaiju.
Yeah, but then again, it's still big. I love the worm's eye point of view.
Yeah.
Like they stopped doing that ever since Kong. Was this Godzilla versus Kong came out?
Yeah.
They got a little bit used to
The Titans.
panning out and showing us that like everything's at like our point of view. Kind of like we kind of stopped looking up,
Yeah.
which I really miss. Which
Now-
gives us the scale of like
Now
how
we're
gigantic
just
these things are.
at the level of the Titans, and you're like, I also miss the days where we're just like, holy shit. And now we're just
Yeah.
like, where I can see Kong and Godzilla, like eye to eye, which is not
Yeah.
as fun as this one. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, okay, but the argument will be said here where, yeah, in the first Godzilla movie, sure, we didn't see much of Godzilla because it was kind of hidden away. It was in our point of view where we won't really see the fight
yeah,
all the way through because we'll be running for our lives and just want to get out of danger.
yeah,
They did that a little too much there. Here, they did it just right, and then
Yeah.
now they kind of stopped doing it like later on.
yeah. So, and like going back a bit too, they also did the whole perspective thing with like Kong Skull Island, where the choppers are flying in and you just are just like monkey. Holy fuck!
No, but that's the trick of like if you want to see the full scale of said monsters, and you want to see everything. Put us in a point of view of in a plane, in a helicopter, somewhere where we can be and be reasonable that we understand that these things are so big to see them fully. We need a vehicle
Yeah,
to go high in the air enough for us to be out of danger, also in full view of the monsters fighting. That's what I like.
yeah.
And that,
Like going back to this movie, I do love the shot of Rodan bursting through the volcano, and again, people
Oh,
are just like,
yeah.
"What the fuck is that supposed to be? We have to run."
and like it's flapping and swings, like brings so much debris and air
Yeah,
through like the cities and towns, which was so fucking cool.
yeah. This
We didn't get much of Rodan.
yeah, and then after that, like after they drop the bomb on Godzilla and Ghidorah just bursts through the water and lands on that same volcano, and it's just terrorizing this poor small town in Mexico. You're like, these poor people, they're just helpless.
They deserve this.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's I like the fact that these things are kind of like an act of nature.
Yeah,
You know, it's like they seem like more of a natural disaster than like like a monster with malice. You know.
yeah. Like I do love the first encounter with Godzilla where it's just in the water and its dorsal fins are glowing and they're just like, oh, it's an intimidation display. What's it gonna do now? And then it disappears and then just brushes up in the front of the whatever vehicle that was. You're like, holy fuck, that's terrifying.
Yeah, dude. Again, one little mystery. Make them hide a bit. Don't show us everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I don't know yet what -1 is like.
I guess
Please
we have to-
release it in the Philippines. We deserve things too.
right.
People keep saying it's the best fucking Godzilla movie out there. I'm like, I want to see it.
I think one of the most terrifying shots in this movie is when I think they're trying to help squeeze a helicopter, and then Ghidorah is just like, "All right, I can squeeze in too, right?" And you're like, "Oh fuck, no, please God."
Yeah, and that's the only way for us to see like its face like all the way, like or like every bit of detail with its face. It's like a full-on close-up of like near death.
Yeah, and then I do love the ancient city where Godzilla is like recharging.
Yeah, because there was like thermal whatever's
Yeah.
radioactivity jargon. Anyway, Ken Watanabe dies.
Yeah, I think that's the only time this movie attempts to pull out the heartstrings, and you're just, for me now, I'm just like, okay, bye, Ken Watanabe. I'll see you in other projects. Bye.
I kind of like how they did it. It's just that we didn't get too attached to Ken all that much.
Yeah,
You know, like it was a great send off for a character. If only that character had a bit more,
development.
development. But then again, we do complain that stop giving the like human characters development, focus on the monsters. So we might be contradicting ourselves here,
But then again, Godzilla minus one apparently does the human characters really good in its movie.
oh shit, I haven't seen it yet because they haven't fucking put it here.
I'm just here quoting what people here say, so I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Well, I'll believe until let's see.
To be fair, for this movie, the last fight really fulfills the promise of 2014's Godzilla. Of like, yeah, I go balance of like I can see the monsters fight, and at the same time, like what you keep saying, it's still like, oh fuck, that's a three-headed dragon and Godzilla fighting.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like, dude, just the fact that like there's a difference now with Kong, like Godzilla versus Kong, and what I'm seeing with this new Godzilla movie, um, like the difference here is like with King Ghidorah versus Kong. Versus Godzilla. When you look at it, it feels like an act of God.
Yeah.
When you see their fight, the sky is burning.
Yeah.
It is dark. There's fire everywhere. It's more like a Dark Souls final boss battle.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, oh, here it is. This is the grandiose like finale.
Yeah.
And I believe it. Like, holy shit, I believe it. Like, the amount of force that, like, King Ghidorah comes in with, what, the whole hurricane and electricity and Godzilla, like, getting second wind
Yeah.
and absolutely melting everything, like, near it because of how much radiation it's emitting.
Yeah.
I was like, that was kind of cool. And then, they, of course, there was the human characters. They had, like, this whale call.
Yeah,
thing.
Orca device, which I no matter how
Did
many
not
times I watch,
understand.
yeah, me too. I'm like you say it's Orca and whale and human. How does that make a kaiju go? Yes, I will obey your commands. It's like me trying to talk to a T-Rex with like a whale call and Mike up and like follow my directions, and I just get.
Yeah. Like, you ain't Alan Grant with the flare thing, you know?
Yeah. And these things are like 10 times bigger than the Rex, so you're like, how does that work? You know what?
It's
Fuck
100
it.
times bigger, mate.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the
Maybe.
the
Might be
moment
over-exaggerating.
Ghidorah's like, oh, you got a second win, and then it just amps up itself with like an electrical grid. You're like, well, you're fucked. Jesus.
Right? Like, they keep one-upping each other in this fight, which makes it even more satisfying when,
Yeah.
or like when Godzilla like straight up eats one of like Ghidorah's heads and just does what do you call it?
Atomic breath.
Yeah, it's atomic breath.
Yeah. Through its decapitated head, through its mouth, you're like the guy in the chapter, you're like, Jesus Christ Almighty.
They also got him knocked out there.
You're right. Even
Yeah.
Mothra has a moment of like sacrificing herself, and you're like, well, that's a shame.
Yeah,
And then-
but this whole story with Mothra is that she dies and she comes back. She dies, she comes back.
Yeah. Even by the end, Rodan's like, are we good? I'm sorry.
I was like, not bad, man. He had wings. I had wings. You know. Yeah.
And then
but all throughout this entire movie, though, we kind of saw like different kinds of kaiju.
Yeah. Like there's a mammoth one, and you got the ones from
Like
2014.
the mammoth gorilla thing.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
You're like, what the fuck is that supposed to be?
Yeah, and then we got like me and Enzo's worst nightmare was this gigantic spider.
Yeah, you're like, no, thank you.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Godzilla, not that one, please.
And then that's the moment Godzilla lives up to the title of the movie, the King of Monsters. And
Yeah.
it kind of ends with a question mark because it sets up Kong versus Godzilla, which is literally the definition of alright, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is
No.
the kaiju battles here should have been the ones in Kong versus Zilla, but like for some reason, they forgot what made these movies really fun to watch.
Yeah. Ooh, sorry, just missed.
Yeah, like that mosquito's perspective, being like, "Holy fuck, I'm about to die."
Yeah, right. See, like that's good filmmaking. No, yeah, I would say it missed out on it, and I didn't get what's up with like the Lannister at the end.
I
We
would,
never get to see him again.
yeah. It's been like what, 5 years since this movie, and you're like, "What happens? What happened? I don't
Wait,
understand."
was he like the one who built like the one in Hong Kong where he builds Mecha Godzilla?
I don't know if he's involved, because he's making
You're right.
Mecha Ghidorah, so you're like,
Yeah,
Huh?
Mecha Ghidorah. And I was like, oh fuck, I would love to see that.
yeah.
But after seeing Mecha Godzilla, I don't like to see that.
You're right. You're like, wow,
Yeah.
that's disappointing. Anyway, we're
It
not
is.
talking about that yet. But for this movie, what rating would you give it?
This movie, it's not perfect, but it's not bad either.
Hmm.
Like there are a lot of good moments. Like when we say the standout here is Godzilla and King Ghidorah and all the other kaiju's, they really are.
Yeah.
As much as y'all like Millie Bobby Brown, this movie and like the rest of the people, this movie could have like been alright without him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, but it's fine. It's fine. I do like that they're expanding the lore of it when this came out, and they did like such a good job at like telling us that like all of these things are gonna start connecting. All of these things you're gonna start seeing. It's kind of like the MCU, and all of us were really excited. Sadly, it kind of goes downhill from there, but it's still a good movie.
Yeah.
Not perfect, but it's still good. So I'm gonna give this one a solid 7 out of 10. Like, it's a good popcorn movie. I would love to like just rewatch this just for the fights alone. The people aspects I could live without, but like, it's alright.
Yeah. I'll give this an 8 purely on the fact that it's a very fun popcorn film. Like,
Yeah.
even though I say I do ignore the human characters, I can't not detract points for that. I have to. It's like, to be fair, if I'm going to do that for like Shin Godzilla and other Godzilla movies, I have to do this for this one. But for like American made Godzilla movies, I think this is my favorite one. Like, I will pop it in once in a while again to be like, I just want to see kaiju's fight, especially a dragon and an atomic dragon. So there's the fun in that, and yeah, the CGI is like, after this point, you're like, where did CGI go? What happened to
Right?
Yeah,
Well, no, I would say it's the lighting because they started filming these fights in like broad daylight,
yeah,
which kind of shows us like, oh, okay, we kind of see the kinks when back in the day in like Jurassic Park where they would film the T-Rex at night,
yeah,
which made it look even more real
yeah,
because our brains were the ones piecing it together instead of like animators doing it themselves.
yeah,
Our brains made it look real.
yeah. And now just
When
now,
you don't see much of it, we try to piece it together. Sorry, anyway, go on.
yeah, and just nowadays, we're gonna talk about the movie after this lineup where the CGI, you're just like, wow, that's very noticeable. But like, yeah, it's like, it's funny how VFX and CGI has like kind of gone downhill after 2019 or after some point. But like, there are good CGI still. Like, if we're still talking about Godzilla, there's the Monarch show where I've seen bits and pieces of it, and I'm like, how the fuck do you have the budget to make Godzilla look so good if for TV? But yeah, there's that. So yeah, 8 out of 10, and you gave it 7 out of 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a definition of fun popcorn film, and you can put that on anytime you want if you want to see again kaiju's fight, but again, truly not the greatest, as I've heard -1 is. So yeah.
Yeah. God damn it. Japan,
Oh,
please,
please.
come on. You owe us this.
I mean, sure. Maybe the next lineup we can do -1 and Monarch since I haven't seen it fully yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
Like, or maybe we could do like older Godzilla movies. I wouldn't mind watching like the ones in the 60s and 50s.
Or maybe we can go to the very unique one, which is Kong '05. People be like, wow, interesting choice. I wouldn't mind it actually. I like that movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's my guilty pleasure. Like I love that movie.
Me too. Anyway, that's been our video for Godzilla King of Monsters. What do you guys think? Who's your favorite kaiju in this movie since they all appear as themselves? Like the credits say, you're like, Godzilla as himself. You're like, I believe you. Sure, why not?
I remember seeing that like that drawing where they're like holding like the script.
But yeah. And again, what's your favorite Godzilla movie? Comment down below. But if you like our videos, please leave them a like, subscribe to the channel, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. We're also on Spotify and TikTok. TikTok to see our best and funniest moments. Spotify to hear us on the go. And the video, I'm Zoda's Voices on TikTok. Where can they find you?
Oh, you can find me at JohnJUM_ on Instagram. It is my art account.
And until the next time, we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
Ciao.